Now I'm going to go into Nina, Nina, I should say, and I'm going to send my first message. And then over here, see, Nola sent me a message, and then now we can talk to each other. Sweet. Now I think there's only one more thing that we actually need to do for our app. Can't believe it. And that is our message bubble. So when I start typing like this, I want a message bubble to pop up and start animating, the way that I'm sure everyone's seen on, pretty much any app that they use. It's sort of like the typing indicator. We're going to add that because our app is awesome. And we want to make it even more awesome with a little typing animation. So that's going to be the final, crowning, or one of the final crowning, achievements of our app. And we're going to do that now. So we're going to update our we're going to go to our messages, I should say, and we're going to close down some of this rubbish. In our messages, our bubble friend, we're going to update. So our bubble me, that's fine. So this one here, that's totally fine. But this one, we're going to add something special. Okay, so inside the message bubble here, we're going to actually first thing. So our list of messages in our data list, we're going to add an item. I'm just going to spread this off here, spread this over here, and then we're going to add a dictionary or an object that just has an ID of -1. It's always going to add an additional item to the first element, always, and it's going to help us in a second. We'll see why we're doing this. Why on earth would you do it like that? So when we have our message bubble, now we wanted the index because if the index is 0, it's the first item. And if that's the case, we're always going to be a message bubble friend, so one of our friend's bubble, but it's going to have a typing indicator that we're going to pass to it as well. So I'm going to, how can we do this? We're going to have a state called show typing. I'm just going to set it to true for now. And then index is 0, and, well, not and, but if it's 0, then we want to possibly show the typing bubble, and if not, if we want to show it, then we will. If we don't, then we'll just show nothing. And so if show typing is true, then we will return this, but with one caveat. Actually, we don't need to send the text, but we do need to send typing equals true. Now, it's created an extra little bubble here. Now we're going to fill this bubble with an animation, but we're only going to show it when we get a signal from the server that says that it should type. It should show the typing, like the typing indicator has been triggered for this user for in the last 10 seconds or something like that. So we're going to modify our message bubble here for that friend, and text we're going to set a default it to be an empty string, and then typing we're going to default that to be false because only the first one is ever going to have this thing. And so up here, we're going to go typing. If it's typing, then we're going to do one thing, and if it's anything else, then we're just going to display the text. Very simple. We'll indent this. Now in here, we're going to create a view and style it. Just going to set the flex direction to row. And inside, we're going to create 3 message typing animations with an offset of 0, and this offset is going to be related to the timing of their animation. So 1, 2, because we don't want them all to be, we want them to be slightly out of sync with each other, and we'll see what that means in a sec. So we need to create these. Yeah, let's put it right here. Function message typing animation, and then we pass it an offset. And we're going to animate this, but for now we'll just return a view and we'll style it. It's just going to be a dot. Ugh. There we go. Starting to look pretty good. All right, and we want to animate these so that they bob up and down. So we'll set up some animations, and that's not too difficult to do, but it did take me a while to figure it all out. First time I did it, not this app, but the first time I ever used animations. User ref animated from React Native, make sure that's installed, dot value 0 current. And we want to create a use effect so the total length of the animation, the length of the bump as it bobs up and down. Yeah. So to create an animation, we're going to loop it forever, and then animated dot, and it's going to be a sequence of 2 animations that go up and down. Animated sequence, and it's going to be a list. Actually, it's going to be combined with some delays as well. So animated dot delay bump times offset. Now, this is why we, passed the offset in the first place. Ugh. easing from React Native, make sure it's installed. .linear use native driver, say true, and that's it. Then we'll copy that over and then animate the value back to 0, and everything else stays the same. And then we take this delay, we need another one of those, add at the back, and then it's going to be the total time minus bump times 2 minus bump times offset. And we'll see this in action in a moment. We're going to go animation start, so we want to start it to begin, straight away, and then we want to pass an anonymous function to be called when this component closes, animation.stop. And there's one thing we're going to add here, translate y. And then we can add another style here, transform, and this is how you can do animations in React Native, translate y. Now this will work, except for one thing we've got to do, is we need to change this view to an animated view. And we hit save, and of course there's a problem. Use ref. Yeah, okay, we've got to use ref, save that. Should work now. And there's our little animated bubble. Look at that. Go to our users, go here. And we can see our animated bubble doing its thing. Now we're only going to show this conditionally. We're not going to show this all the time. So this is only going to be shown when, when we get a signal from the server that a user is typing. Now we're going to have to trigger that when we start typing from 1. So I start typing over here. I need to trigger that, and just send it to the server, and then send it back here, and then go bang, I'm typing. And then for the next 10 seconds or so, we need to show this little bubble. So we'll go and do that. So we want to do that here. So I'm going to grab another function. I'm just going to call it message type. Message type. And then on send, we're going to create another one called on type. We're going to replace this set message. Yeah. So we can, where is it? This set message we can replace with on type, because we've duplicated that functionality nicely. And then we're going to go message type, and we're going to pass the friend, which we have, friend username. So we're going to type for that username. So we have the friend up here. So, and then we need to add that to our global. So we're going to come all the way back down here. Message type, so we'll copy message send, and we just double that over. Message type, and then we're passing the user name for the friend, and then change this to message type, username, and a username. Now we don't need to pass anything else because we're going to know who the user is. So we know who sends this to the server because we have access to that via the key, via the token, and this username is going to be who we're typing to. So we can save that. We need to go to our consumers, and I think there's only one more that we need to add. and then we're done. Then we're done with it. Yep, message. User is typing message. So message type. Come down here, nice spot. Now we don't need to do anything with the database with this one. This is going to be the easiest one we've had so far. So it's going to user, we're going to get the user from the scope. The recipient username from data. Pass that username, remember? And then we're going to create a data object to send back to the recipient. And the user name it's going to receive, we're going to send the username we're going to send back is going to be the original sender. It's going to be user.username. So we receive one person's username, and then we send that, the username that sent it, or the user that sent it, is going to have their username sent to the recipient. Yeah, mouthful. Send group, and then it's going to be to the recipient username. It's going to be message.type and then data. And that's definitely the easiest one that we've done so far. Save that. And in our global, we need to receive that. And then type. So you can see how, once this starts to really add up, it becomes a lot cleaner. This, switch statement would be, off the chart, like off the page. And it was, that's why I changed it. Don't question me. Message, yeah. And it's going to be pretty simple as well. Function response message type set get data. Then we're going to, if the username that we are, if the chat is not open, or the chat is open and we're talking to a different user, then we don't care about the typing at all. So we're just going to break out of it if that's the case. So data.username is not equal to get.messages username. We will just return. We don't want to do anything there. But if not, so if it is, in other words, state, we want to update messages typing, which we will have to create. Just create a new date as of now. And that's all we need to do. Now we need to go back to our messages section, messages typing, and that'll be null. And we're going to set that to null here as well, because we want it to be fresh always when we load a new one. And then that's going to be set whenever a user starts typing and we're looking at their chat. So in our message bubble, there's something we need to add. So we need to get that messages typing from our use global. And we need, how do we do this? So if it starts typing, then we want to set like a timeout, and we want to continuously check and see if set typing is out of time. So if it starts timing, we want to set this to true, and then we want to continuously check to make sure that it, and basically unset it when it's run out of time. And we'll see how we do that. So if the index is not equal to 0, then we'll do nothing. We don't want to do anything here. But if not, we'll continue. Messages typing is equal to null, which it will be initially. Then set show typing is going to be false. We don't want to show anything. And then we'll return out of. Now, if not, then it obviously is not false. So we're going to set typing to true. And then we're going to continuously check. Set interval. Now, say 10,000 milliseconds, 10 seconds. And we'll check that interval every second. And then when this disappears or whatever, we want to make sure that we wipe out that interval. We don't want that running in the background like that. And this is going to update whenever messages typing updates. And we'll set this to false initially. And that should do it. So when we start typing, this should, and it's to the right user, this should update, and then messages typing, and then it should get set to true, and then it will continuously check until it's no longer valid or out of time or whatever, and then it will set it to false. So I think, unless we made a mistake somewhere, refresh everything. This looks good. Now we're going to need both users for this. So Jello. Now here's the moment of truth times 1,000,000. Wow, it actually works. Except for whatever this is. Use effect received a final argument. Yeah, so it only lasted for 10 seconds. Now I'll do it again. Okay, hang on. Let's try again. I'm not sure what's going on there. Ah, this has got to be in a list. Save that. That's my bad. What the hell? Go to my friends list, go into Nina's chats, ready to type, open up Nola. See, I'm typing. Ooh, and I've got a little bubble, and then I'm going to stop typing. And then watch this bubble go away. It seems to be out of sync there. That's fine. Should go away. Yeah, all right. It works. And then I'm gonna hit send. Hit send. That worked. Now, when I receive I want to also set typing to be false so that bubble disappears straight away. That's one little tweak. Yep. So we'll go to global, and we'll go to message send response, and then here we're going to go messages typing is null. So we're going to wipe that out. Now we'll try again. Nina is typing. Gonna hit send. There we go. It works exactly the way that we want. Ugh, incredible. So it's working. Like this is the dream. Like this is exactly what we set out to achieve, and we have achieved it. Even if it took us longer than we thought, you know, that's the game, baby. So so good. And that is what we wanted. So we've got a real-time app. Yeah? We've got messages, we've got requests, we've got uploading thumbnails, we've got, you know, the real-time action, we've got the bubbles, we've got, you know, the message bubble, we've got everything, you know, we've got a detailed debug here. This is everything that we wanted to do when we were building you know, a fun little project like this. So, you know, I hope that you play around with it, you enjoyed it. I hope that you come back and, you know, watch another tutorial of mine. You know, we'll see how it goes. And please, in the comments, let me know if you liked it, if you didn't like it, you know, what you want to see next, what type of tutorials, what type of languages, you know, whether it's C, Python, JavaScript, whatever your heart's, you know, C++, whatever your heart desires, you know, I'm keen to do it all, right? So, you know, stay safe, hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.